We were a new generation, energized, full of dreams and inspiration. We were going to change the world, and we were taking the torch.
One of the amazing things about combining these diverse musical flavors is that you realize they're not so far apart. They're really speaking the same language. It's empowering to realize this.
In the 1960s, there was a whole generation that had a dream. We actually thought the world was going to be blossoming with really great stuff. We thought that we were the solution. And some of us still have that dream.
Taking the torch, light the way that guides us.
And the first song that Rod had me play along with was One Vision, and just that bow, 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 bow. And he's like, oh God, that sounds so cool on cello.
This music that Mike and I have put together joins the ethnicities and the root influences of many countries from around the world and joins that inspiration with rock. And it's an exciting project.
And it joined us together with musicians from around the world. We amazingly discovered this wonderful Chinese erhu player. Her dream was to kind of integrate traditional Chinese instruments and culture with the West. And which is really cool because that's exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
A drummer from Honduras and a violinist from Singapore.
And a hand percussionist from New York City who played with Babatunde Olatunji for 28 years. Babatunde brought traditional African percussion to the United States, and an incredibly important man. One lonely drop falls into a raging river of love and is joined by many. Out of control, swept away.
Sometimes no one knows how to get to you. And reach that secret place only known to you. Just a smile and a song for you. Dear friend, I'll not forget the time or place. First held you in my arms, felt you face to face. Just a smile for you when you turn out the light.
But then when you wrote that song, Dear Friend, and I knew the circumstances behind it, the lyrics were so great, and I just thought it was one of the most beautiful songs I'd ever heard. And I thought, geez, okay, we're doing this.
As if we didn't have enough video.
Yeah, you need another 4,000 or 5,000 feet of
It's
footage.
going to automatically do another layer, right?
Who are you, Stanley Kubrick?
Are we in layer capture
It
mode?
must be because we're on layer 2 already.
Okay, good, yeah. But I would rather you
Yeah, I think
take
we
it to the end and we
Yeah,
can
I
go
think
from
so.
there.
Had you played that kit before?
One other time.
It'd be different if you had your rig, right? A little bit?
Well, yeah, it would sound different. And that's okay. I mean, it's unless you buy all the same kind of underwear all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you put that other pair on that you haven't worn for a while.
Yeah.
You get used to them after about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
Shift your Johnson on.
Shift it
Yeah,
around,
that's okay.
yeah.
Rain Dance could be about a lost horse or a lost love.
It's been many moons since I've seen rain, so I raise my hands and dance again.
My longtime friend Gino DiCafano and I wrote this. I know, another love song. But hey, what do we all need?
Before you know my love is true.
One of the things that Roger and I recognized that's so wonderful about music is that it's a collaborative, harmonious working together of groups of people. And this is something that we need a lot more of, especially now in this polarized world. And it's a big part of the the thrust of One Vision, that we present this possibility.
I remember
to people.
being stranded at the Moscow airport and having peoples from 11 different countries around me, and we couldn't speak to each other, but I pulled out that guitar and started playing Beatles songs, and we all communicated really well.
We were seeing the world with new eyes for the first time, realizing this is our home. All of it belongs to all of us. We are connected to everyone. This is our family. We are the human tribe.
There's just too much anger in the world. This song is called "Pray for Love," and it's just, I pray for people to, elevate and get beyond that low state. If humanity could just move past anger and hostility, God, what a better place it would be.
Had pain and anger in their eyes. Pray for love. Pray for love. Light and darkness take their sides.
What I like about the material is it's challenging musically, but it has a really clear message promoting love, and that's what we need.
It's a universal buzz happening to every one of us.
Rivers of Soul and the Bridge reflect a deep inner journey of spiritual exploration, a collaboration of two gifted composer virtuosos, Beth Quist and Kailin Yang.
The music that Roger and Mike and everyone else that's involved is putting together, it's communicating to the world, and it's communicating in a way that's going to make things better than they are.
sometimes it seemed like our whole generation was on a quest.
This song was co-written by my friend Jack Middleman, and he's a great musician. And it's funny because he was living in New York City at the time, and we were talking on the phone, and I was saying, "Well, geez, Jack, just jump in the plane and get out here. Come on, man." So he said, "Okay." So the next day he hopped on the plane and came out, and I picked him up at the airport, and I said, "Okay, Jack, we're going out to the country." And we went out to, we actually went out to Quilcene, right by where Moonfest is going to be, to my friend's yurt there. And we wrote this song. And this song is pretty profound. It's kind of about the next place you go after your life here in this body. Yeah, and this is called The Bridge.
A time-worn, weary moth flies closer to the flame, willing to give up something. Its lifetime duty done, it seeks a new domain, somewhere beyond anything. About to see.
The first song that Alan played on was a song that I wrote in the mountains of Norway called Petra. God, the story of this is really funny because Alan came over to my tiny apartment where I lived at the time.
That's right.
And recorded this drum part to this song. And then I brought it over to my producer friend in Czech Republic, Michal Kotsov, and he added some really great cellists and violas and this other drummer that he was playing with at the time. And he didn't know it was Alan on drums. And so he erased the drums and just kept the cymbals. And,
Yeah, that's right. You told me that.
and then had his drummer play this really simple drum part. And when he found out that he had erased Alan's drums, he just was, he couldn't believe it.
Like a yellow mountain wildflower bending springtime through the snow. You're the life behind the children you bore. Your gray-green eyes have seen the sights that only mothers know, and keep the secrets never told before.
In July of 2006, my sister Kay, my brother Mike, and myself went to Norway to visit our relatives, and while we were there, I started writing songs. I was really inspired, and I was trying to think of what song should I write next, and all of a sudden my cousin's mother walks into the room. Petra! Beautiful! And she's this lady that I just really fell in love with. So we went on a little mountain drive way up in the mountains, and it got really stormy up there. And meanwhile, as we're driving along, I'm busy writing down all these words just came out. They were inspired by this lady that to me epitomizes what it is to be a mother. And then we got back to the mountain cabin where it was sunny, and the music just came out really easily, and I had a new song, Petra.
This song I wrote was to honor femininity, specifically motherhood, because it's such a sacred thing. So, as we play this song and you dance to it, if you could hold inside the feeling of something sacred being expressed that exemplifies all that is feminine, motherly, that would be really cool. And then this other song called Father, a tribute to my father. Man, I had so many different permutations of it, played with this bunch of people and this bunch of people and this bunch of people. And I tried editing and trying everything to make this song work, and nothing worked. And I thought, wow, what if we had Foz and Alan play on the song? So they came over to Mike McGinnis's geodesic dome and started working. And I was just absolutely blown away, because Alan, within a very short amount of time, was coming up with these different ways of looking at the time. He was looking at it in a shuffle feel when it was just straight 4 time, and it threw me off at first, but then I understood, and then we kind of worked around that, and then he would keep going back and forth from straight time to a shuffle during the song, and it was just brilliant.
Sorry, yeah.
Now when I listen to the song,
that's my job, I complicate things.
Yeah, it was great. So I wanted to be a songwriter too,
Well, in Lighthouse Park, which our house on Water Lane bordered, there are some of the oldest rocks on the North American continent. They're these big, broad, rounded rocks that the glaciers scraped, and you can see the scrape marks of the glacier. And I went and sat up on top of that rock and prayed for the ability to bring great music to the world.
What you had to do, you passed along some poetry, and I wish that you were here.
People's priorities are going to be, how much can I give? How can I give? How can I help? That's going to be the most important thing in each of our future. So that's what this project became. The One Vision Project is how can we magically give something that's actually going to do something positive.
You know, there's no bass player in the world like Steve Fossen, and I can't figure out how he does it, but he'll pick up any bass guitar and it'll sound...
Did you pass the money over there?
It'll sound a certain way, and I don't know. So I'm really honored to have the basic core of the song Father be this three-piece. Damn cool.
Yeah.
As we stand on this field of grass, we know this soul is free at last, and we bow to his lasting love with the grace from all of the above. Final home, final rest, where we know we've done our best. Smell the blossoms, see the colors of his presence in all of the above.
I had a girlfriend at the time by the name of Cindy Wallace, and her grandmother had died, so we flew over to Spokane, Washington, and checked into the hotel, and then shortly after that we went to this funeral, and we're out on the grass, and I'm thinking, geez, you know, there should be a song that's kind of a standard for funerals, and what would that be? And so I wrote All of the Above.
This was in the hundreds of songs Raj gave me to review when we were trying to figure out what to do here. And I just totally understood where he was coming from with that song, and it just seemed like a classic song, like you've heard it all your life, and that it was the perfect song for that occasion. And that occasion fit into the story of what we're doing perfectly, because it followed the story of a song about father and mother on the album. And since we had recently lost our father and mother, it really hit home to hear that song. So anyway, we were recording the song and mixing it and so on, and Roger was asked to do a benefit for this family who had a child born with cancer. And they had, the mother, I don't know if the father was there too, but the mother spent every single day in the hospital with that baby until he eventually died. And they were so moved by the whole experience, they set up a foundation to help other people who had children with cancer. And Roger performed at this event, and it was real touching and everything. And during his performance, I was meeting the family and talking with them. And One of the amazing things about this project is that we're constantly being surprised and amazed at all these amazing synchronicities that happen, and they just happen constantly. So the one that was happening right then was that it turned out that this child who inspired this foundation, his great-great-grandmother was the woman that Roger wrote that song about.
Wow. How is that possible?
As we live, we give our mind and our bodies as though we're blind. And the reason we give our love is to be joined with all of the above. Rise, children, destiny is calling. It's time to come forward and rise. People, there's a lot of work to be done. Each one of us is only one. We can pool our inner resources and try to rise.
Out of the rubble, we have two choices. You can go down or you can go up. So then we have the song Rise, which is all about finding how to pick yourself up and rise above it all. Just continue on.
Yeah, and this is a really key song in the whole story too, because it's what both Raj and I, and probably everybody, has to do at some point in their life. And when they get to that point, I hope that this song helps, because that's what it's for.
So rise. I've come to the conclusion that to see through the illusion, we must crucify confusion and be bound by our decisions. Because I know there is no war that can't be won when we join hands in love and rise.
Tell me, best you can, what makes a song a hit from the...
Music and art helped lift the mentality of humankind out of the dark ages and into something way more sophisticated and aimed in a better direction. We instinctively strive for the light. We sense something that we need and we go there.
I know there is no war that can't be won when we join hands in love
and rise.
And rise.
We started out here in the 1960s, a garage band with a dream bigger than a garage. We wrote a lot of songs and we figured we knew what they meant. Keeping our spirits positive in the face of life's challenges was difficult at times. That's the context in which Love Alive was born. Now, having lived through far greater challenges, is to know the real meaning of this song.
11:30 here on this Wednesday, June 2nd. It's raining to beat hell outside. We got Lyle Ronglin here working on this really cool arrangement that we're gonna do up on Rattlesnake Ledge.
We chose Rattlesnake Ledge for part of the video because Brother Mike had spent a lot of time up there listening to over 100 songs that I'd given him for the new album, all told.
The sky was dark this morning when I raised my head.
Our crew of intrepid helpers were eager to make the 1,500-foot ascent, especially Tonka.
Suddenly a sunbeam arc thrilled me to my weary heart.
Early on, I was inspired by Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, and the Beatles. I was also inspired by the writings of Richard Bach, author of Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Had to keep my love.
Little did I know the amazing synchronicities that would magically steer our projects.
Ooh, baby, I want you to roll me, hold me in your love. No more habits, promises and
I became an acquaintance of a famous author who developed a keen camaraderie with my son Roger. It was through this author that I met Tab Furchaw, who was quickly becoming recognized as one of the world's leading helicopter videographers, involved in countless movies and TV specials, including National Geographic.
keep my love, keep it alive. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Another example of the unfolding magic was this mic and where it led. "53 years ago today, Buddy Holly was singing Peggy Sue into this microphone. So this is a very special moment because we're gonna sing the new version of Love Alive into this tonight. Oh my God, it's just an incredible honor.
You know, Peggy, I couldn't help but be kind of struck by your speaking voice. You sound cute.
I sound cute?
Yeah.
Am I cute?
Oh, yeah.
He thinks so. Maybe I am. I don't know.
So if Buddy were alive today, what would he say about the song Love Alive, you think?
He'd love it. He would love the passion of the music.
That's great.
Under the spotlight.
Making that Love Alive video with you was sure fun.
This is fast one. I was just thinking about that too. See, I told you he was my soulmate.
More than money.
Hart and Stevie Wonder and Epicenter were in Studio A. In Studio
Bernie has a heart of gold, and with that soulful voice singing, she captures the spirit of Love Alive. Once the song began to take shape, I created an outro, leaving plenty of room for a singer's expression. Our dear friend Beth Quist said she'd love to have a go at adding some vocals. A veteran of Cirque du Soleil, we had no doubts she would do a great job. We sent her a demo pointing out the areas that needed her special touch. When the recordings came back, we were stunned. She'd taken the song to another level.
Gotta keep on breathing, gotta keep on living. Keep your love alive. You got to keep on walking, keep on talking, gotta keep on breathing, keep on. Gotta keep on living. You got to keep your love alive.
More than anything, this album represents love alive to me, in the sense of let's keep our love alive. We forget that love is the center of our being. Love is what keeps our heart beating. And if you forget that, you've forgotten life. If the vision is positive, let's go. Let's go, because this world and this humanity needs positive, unifying energy right now. Because, man, we're in a mess. That's why I'm here with you, brother. And that's my story.
Hannah Nancy Wilson and I wrote this song in 1976. We didn't realize then that in the next century it would be so relevant.
You can actually feel love a lot. You can feel the vibration of it. And I don't think it gets any better than that when you're writing. I think that's the highest compliment a songwriter can have and a performer.